3 hours lost from Robert Miller's life. When he went out to check his cattle on the vast ranch lands of Montana, it was 6 p.m. The next thing he remembered was waking up at 9 p.m., 15 kilometers away, with unexplainable marks on his body. So what happened in those 3 hours? Welcome to Shelley's Mysterious Files. The story I'm sharing with you today covers an extraordinary case that occurred in the fall of 2000 near the city of Billings, Montana. What happened to farmer Robert Miller was so unusual that it caught the attention not only of UFO researchers, but also the medical community. Let's begin. Welcome, Robert. Thank you for being our guest. Can you tell us about that evening? What time was it exactly, and what did you go outside to do?
Welcome, Shelley. 25 years have passed, but I remember that day like it was yesterday. Actually, every detail after that day, because my life completely changed. It was exactly 6 o'clock. The sun was starting to set. My wife Mary was preparing dinner. I got in the pickup truck to check on the cattle. It was a routine check, something I did every evening.
Farming in Montana isn't easy. How big was your ranch?
We had an 800-acre ranch. The cattle usually grazed in the southern section behind the hills. It took 20 minutes to get there by pickup. That evening the weather was very calm, no wind. It was a perfect autumn evening.
Did you notice anything while heading toward the cattle?
At first there was nothing. Country music was playing on the radio. I had the window open. But when I got behind the hills, I noticed I couldn't see the cattle. And what was strange was normally I could hear them from a distance. But that evening, there was complete silence.
Silence? What kind of silence?
This wasn't normal at all. On Montana ranches, there's never complete silence. Birds, insects, wind. There's always some sound. But that evening, it was as if the world had stopped. I could even hear my own breathing.
What time was it then?
It was exactly 6:15. Because I had looked at the dashboard. The gas tank was full too. Everything was normal. I took the path between the hills to look for the cattle. But then, that's when I saw it.
What did you see, Robert?
At first it just looked like a light. It was very bright, but not bright enough to hurt my eyes like the sun. It was like soft but very powerful light. It was rising from behind the hills, right where the cattle should have been.
Could you estimate the size of this light?
Not at first. From a distance it looked like a searchlight. Maybe a police helicopter or something, I thought. But as it got closer, Shelley, it's very hard to describe the size of that thing. It was at least 30 meters wide, maybe even bigger.
What was its shape?
It was a perfect disc shape. A soft white light was emanating from below, and blue-green colored lights were coming from the top. But the strangest part was that it made no sound at all. If it were a helicopter, you'd hear the rotor. If it were a plane, you'd hear the engine, but this was completely silent.
What did you do when you saw this?
Honestly, I froze. I couldn't move for 30 seconds. Then I thought of my wife. I needed to let Mary know. I took out my cell phone, but it wasn't working. The screen had gone completely black. I tried to turn on the pickup's radio. That wasn't working either.
How was the car's engine?
The engine was running, but in a very strange way. It was like it was running in slow motion. When I pressed the gas, it didn't respond normally. And the strangest part, I noticed the clock on the dashboard had stopped. It was stuck at 6:15.
What was the object doing at this time?
It started to descend, slowly, very controlled. And that's when I saw my cattle. They were all under the object, motionless. They looked like they were sleeping. More than 50 cattle, all in the same position, all facing the same direction.
Were the cattle behaving normally?
Not normal at all. Cattle are very sensitive animals. They run at the slightest sound, but they were completely motionless. Their eyes were open, but it was like they weren't there, like their souls had been taken.
That's really interesting. What did you decide to do in this situation?
I was very scared, Shelley, but my cattle were there. I couldn't let something happen to them. I got out of the pickup and started walking. My legs were shaking with every step, but I kept going.
What did you feel as you got closer to the object?
Interestingly, it wasn't cold. The air was warm. There was a strange energy around. My hair was standing on end like there was static electricity. And one more thing, there was a sweet smell. It was like flowers, but a flower I couldn't identify.
Could you see the details of the object more clearly?
Yes. When I got about 50 meters close, everything became clear. The surface was perfectly smooth, no joints anywhere. It was like it was made from a single piece of metal. At the bottom, there were 3 legs, each about 2 meters long.
Did you see any doors or windows?
Not at first, but then an oval-shaped opening appeared at the bottom. It opened like the metal was melting, and at that moment, a light came from inside. A very soft, almost hypnotic light.
What did you feel at that moment?
The fear was gone, Shelley. Very strange, but I was relaxed. It was like that light was calming me. I quickened my steps, walked toward the object. I didn't know why I was doing it, but I felt like I had to.
What happened next, Robert?
From this point on, everything is blurry. I remember approaching the opening. Sounds were coming from inside, but not words. It was like music, but music I'd never heard. And then darkness.
What's the next thing you remember?
I was lying on the grass. My body ached, my head was throbbing. My watch showed 9:10, but I remembered almost nothing. When I looked around, I realized it wasn't a familiar place.
Where were you?
I was on land 15 kilometers from our ranch, somewhere I'd never been. My pickup wasn't there either. My cell phone was working now. The first thing I did was call my wife.
What did Mary say?
She was so scared. She'd been looking for me since 8 o'clock. She'd gone out searching with the neighbors. When she heard my voice, she started crying. I couldn't even describe where I was because it was somewhere I'd never been.
Did you find out what happened to the pickup?
Yes, we found it the next day. It was right where I had gone to check the cattle. Keys in the ignition, doors open, no damage, but the gas tank was empty. I had gone with a full tank. When we found it, it was empty.
How were the cattle?
That was the strangest part. They were all in the same place, not a problem with any of them. But when the veterinarian checked them, he said all their body temperatures were 2 degrees lower than normal.
Did you notice any marks on your own body?
Yes, Shelley, and this scared me the most. There was a perfect circle-shaped mark on my left arm, about 5 centimeters in diameter, very faint but visible. Even stranger, it didn't hurt at all.
Is this mark still there?
It's still there. 25 years have passed, but it never disappeared. Doctors looked at it. None could explain what it was. Not a burn, not a tattoo, not birthmark. Just there.
What changes occurred in your life after that night?
Shelley, that night changed everything for me. First, my sleep pattern was disrupted. I can't sleep at night. I doze during the day. Second, I started experiencing strange things with electronic devices.
What kind of strange things?
Clocks would stop near me. Radios would break. TV channels would get mixed up. Even computers would act strange around me. It's like I'm a magnet.
Were there other changes too?
The strangest part, my dreams. I have the same dream every night. I'm inside that object and I'm talking to them, but I don't remember who they are or what they said. I just know we discussed very important things.
How did you explain this situation to your family?
I told Mary everything. At first she was very worried, wanted me to see a psychiatrist, but then she started noticing strange things too. Clocks in the house stopping, electricity bills increasing.
Did you tell anyone else what you experienced?
I didn't tell anyone for a long time, but in 2005, UFO researchers came to Montana. They were investigating similar cases. I talked to them too.
Who were these researchers, Robert?
Dr. Sarah Chen and her team, they were very professional, didn't approach it like a joke. They tested me, hypnotized me, did all kinds of examinations.
What did you remember in the hypnosis sessions?
A lot of things, but I have trouble describing most of it. I remember the inside of the object now. It was very bright but didn't hurt our eyes, and I saw them.
When you say them, can you describe exactly what you saw?
About 1 meter 20 tall, very thin, large heads, very large black eyes. They seemed to have no mouths, just a small line, but they talked to me through my mind.
What did they tell you?
They said they wouldn't harm me. They just wanted to learn. They were studying humans. They had chosen me because they thought I was calm and could handle it.
Did they tell you why you lost 3 hours?
They said the concept of time was different for them. Our 3 hours was like a few minutes for them. They examined me, took blood, scanned my memory.
Are these memories real, or did they emerge through hypnosis?
I don't know, Shelley. It feels real, but maybe it's just my mind making it up. I can't be sure about this. I just know that my life has changed since that night.
Were there other similar cases in Montana?
Researchers found other cases too. Between 1993 and 1995, at least 7 similar events were recorded in Montana. All farmers or ranchers, all at night, all experienced missing time.
What were the common points of these cases?
In all of them, electronic devices were affected. Strange marks were found on all their bodies, and they all experienced sleep problems after that night. It was like there was a pattern.
What do you think about this now, Robert?
25 years have passed, Shelley. I'm an old man now. I've retired from farming, but I still think about that night. Maybe I really encountered them. Maybe I just had a very realistic hallucination.
What about the mark on your body? The electronic problems?
Those are real. Doctors saw them. Technicians confirmed them. I can't explain this part. But whether it's a UFO or something else, I don't know.
Are there things that night taught you?
It taught me that the universe is much bigger and more mysterious than we think. Maybe we're not alone. Maybe we're part of a much bigger plan. And maybe things we don't know about are watching us, studying us.
Finally, do you regret having experienced that night?
No, I don't regret it. It was scary, but at the same time, fascinating too. If I really encountered them, this is a very special experience. Very few people have experienced something like this.
Thank Robert Miller for this sincere sharing. This extraordinary case in Montana reveals one of the most mysterious aspects of the UFO phenomenon: missing time and physical effects. According to reports by Dr. Sarah Chen and her team, Robert's case is one of the most detailed close encounter cases recorded in the Montana region. Especially the details that emerged in hypnosis sessions caused great interest among UFO researchers. The circular mark on Robert's body is still visible 25 years later and has no medical explanation. The problems he experiences with electronic devices continue as well. What do you think? Did Robert Miller really encounter aliens, or was he witness to a natural phenomenon we can't yet explain? What really happened that night on Montana's vast ranch lands? We may never fully know the answers to these questions, but Robert Miller's story reminds us that the universe may be full of secrets we haven't discovered yet. See you in the next video. Don't forget to follow us.